Hello and welcome to School Matters. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Today we are talking with Dr. Stephen Fisher, Superintendent for Cleveland County Schools. Welcome back. You're no stranger to being here, so welcome to you.
Thank you for having me. It's always great to have an opportunity to sit down and talk with you a little bit about Cleveland County Schools, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
Very good. So let's recap this school year. Tell us about some of the successes from the 24-25 school year.
Absolutely, and that's hard to hear, 24-25 school year. It seems like just yesterday we were in the 2014, 2015s and moving towards the calendar flipping to 2020 and all that we went through with that. I had one of our former employers in the office the other day, and we were just talking about old times and going through a few memories, and it was hard to believe this employee had been retired for 5 years. It just seems like, time has flown by, but it's been a great school year. It's hard to believe it's mid-May with graduation really right around the corner, but we're excited about the things that are going on. It's been a positive school year. Our school year kind of got off to a weird start with the impact of the hurricane in the fall, just as we got really going in school, the impact of Hurricane Helene and all the devastation. We were impacted here in Cleveland County, but not like our friends to the west. And so really kind of an interesting start, an interesting fall, and really led to kind of an odd school year, especially through the fall semester. But I really characterize this semester and this school year as one of growth, one of continued partnership and collaboration with entities in our area, really focusing in on what we're doing for students and what we're doing in terms of student success and what does that mean post-graduation. I think we've tried to, not that we've moved away from anything that we have been doing, but really placing an emphasis on early education with literacy, and then at the end with high school preparedness. Now you can't leave out what we're doing in the middle because there is a really solid core that Dr. Bennett and his middle school team are really working with at the middle school with new curriculum this year. But really excited about a lot of the things that were going on in our school district. But if I had to really focus on one thing, it would just be the growth that we're making, the continued development that we're doing with our programmatically, with things with our students and things that our teachers are doing in the classroom. Just some exciting times as we continue to grow, continue to enhance the excellence that's cultivated in our school system. We'd like to think that product is getting better, and our student success rate, student opportunities, the engagement that we're having in business and industry across our county is growing, so we're excited about that.
Growth is a good thing to hear.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, you spend a lot of time in our 20 plus schools. What are some of the things that stand out to you, some of the memory, things that are memorable for you as you visit the schools?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, Rhonda, school visits are probably the thing I enjoy most. It's whether it's something frustrating or something's going on, one of the things that really kind of recenters me, brings joy, brings that energy back is to really visit our schools and to see what's happening in our classrooms. Mm-hmm. I'm always amazed by the creativity of our teachers and staff, the great job that they're doing in our schools, the level in which our students are engaged, whether it is in a phonics lesson in early elementary, whether it's in a middle school lesson of seeing just their minds work and how they're processing information, at high school in some of our AP classes, in our CTE world, just the exposure that our students have. It's really neat. And so as I am out and visiting schools, it's really rewarding to see the work that we're putting into action. You start to see the fruits start to develop, not just in students, but in the product that we're working with. So that's very rewarding as we're going around, and it's also motivating to know when you see areas like, okay, this is working well, but I think we can make this better, or these are things that are going on in this area, we could try it in another area. One of the other things that I really like is to see the diversity across our county, and how different schools attack and look at different problems, the way some different things are happening at schools, different than other schools, and both situations are very successful. So just seeing that across our county is pretty neat and interesting. Although we have a mid-sized county, when you're looking at LEAs across the state, I think we're the 24th largest district in the state, yet we cover a lot of land. And so there's a vast diversity from Kaiser Elementary, all in the northern part of the county, to going down to Township 3 or Grover Elementary, and then our 4 traditional high schools, having the opportunity to see what's happening at Cleveland Early College, what things are going on in our middle schools, just the richness of the level of instruction, student engagement, and the product that we're producing is neat and exciting. So it's never a dull moment. We have the opportunity to go out and visit schools and visit classrooms and doing those things. I will tell you real quickly, another really neat thing that I have enjoyed in doing this for over 11 years is just the relationships built with students. Some students I will see out maybe at Lowe's or out at a restaurant, and they're a high school student, and they're like, oh yeah, I saw you when I was at Elizabeth Elementary, or I saw you when I was in the middle school. And so just those relationships of seeing those students over a long period of time are really rewarding, as that's visiting schools for many years, and it's one of the things we take great pride in.
That's great that they recognize you too. Says a lot about you and the importance you place on being in the schools, so that's great. School safety. I know it's a priority for you. It's on everyone's mind, of course, as it should be. But what are some things you can talk about that make you feel better about the safety protocols that are in place in our district?
Well, school safety is something that's on the tip of everybody's tongue. It's on the top of mind, what we do every day. Unfortunately, it's a reality in the world in which we live. And it's just not in schools, it's in churches, it's in businesses. Everywhere you go, you see that safety component. But it's important for us to recognize that. It's important for us to look at that through a lens of continuous improvement. How do we continue to make the educational experience better for our students, better for our staff, better for our community? And that is safety, and that safety, looking at through the lens of students and from staff. As we have mentioned, I believe in the fall, we talked a little bit about, when I was here in the fall, about our new weapons detector, metal detector systems that we've implemented at our middle schools and high schools. We also use those for a lot of our athletic events. That's a game changer in terms of making sure we're keeping stuff off our campuses that don't need to be on our campuses. Things that we're doing in terms of parent communication, community communication, just really relationship building. Relationships are important. As we work with local law enforcement, first responders, making sure that we have good relationships with those folks that help us keep our campuses safe, but also the relationships we develop with students. If we have a situation, a student that comes and tells us this is going on, or we have something that's happening that maybe shouldn't be happening, we can respond to that quickly and appropriately. Trying to build those relationships with parents and other community members, that when they hear something, they inform us. You hear that all the time. See something, say something. And you can add that, hear something, say something. We would rather hear something 20 times and it not be real or not be factual than to not hear anything and have a situation that we have to deal with. So those are really the piece of relationships and communication is really important. One of our most probably recent safety initiatives that we've implemented is the hiring of a new safety officer for our school system. We've not had that in the past. We have wonderful relationships with SROs across our county. We have great relationships and great SROs, whether it's a sheriff's deputy, Kings Mountain Police, Shelby City Police, Bowling Springs City Police, just really wonderful men and women that help serve and protect our schools. But recently we've hired a safety security officer. Officer Daniel Howe. Officer Howe brings a wealth of experience from law enforcement and school safety to our team, and somebody that really focuses on that every day, that's in our schools, double checking protocols, looking at things from a different lens. So that has been a great asset. And just in a couple months having him on the team, I see a renewed focus with school safety, but also some things that we weren't aware of that we've been able to improve in our protocols. So special thanks to Officer Howell and the work that he's doing, and our board for supporting that vision as we continue to make sure our campuses are as safe as possible for students and staff.
Very good. Okay, you talked a lot over the years about the 3 E's. And just a reminder, that's enrollment, enlistment, or employment. So talk about those 3 directions, those 3 pathways for students, what that means to you, and our work to prepare students for that.
Absolutely. We kind of coined that phrase years ago, and it's kind of gained some popularity across the state in different things. We even hear that from the Department of Public Instruction now. But enlistment, enrolled, and employed. We really want all of our high school students to be prepared for their post-secondary careers, whatever that is. My fear is that we graduate a student and they have no clue what's next, and they're not prepared for the next steps of their life. They may not know specifically what they want to do, and that's okay. Sometimes it takes time to figure those things out. But upon graduation, we want to see our students enrolled, enlisted, and employed. Enrolled in a college university, whether that's a 2-year community college here at Cleveland Community College, a great educational resource and training resource for students, whether that's a 4-year university within our state or somewhere out of state. That's the first prong of enrollment. The second is employed. We have a lot of great opportunities for employment for students. And a lot of that comes with the combination of some of those students are enrolled at Cleveland Community College and getting some more in-depth specific training, but also employed with great partners that we have. And I know we do a tremendous amount of work for that connection from high school to employment, whether it's making it work fair. Just recently, our high school counselors had job fairs specifically for students that were really still undecided. And as I had the opportunity to visit that, to walk through and seeing major companies in our area, major players in the industrial field and manufacturing field, interviewing high school students right there. And I know there will be fruit that will be delivered from that work. And so the third one is enlistment. And we have a great, obviously 2 wonderful junior ROTC programs at Crest and Burns. The Crest program reaches out and touches students at Shelby High School, but we, in all 4 zones, we have students that are interested in the military, and we definitely want to support those students that go and choose that as a career. So that enlisted, and enrolled, and employed is important for us. We want to make sure we continue to foster that opportunity for students. And making sure that when they are leaving us, when they're taking that next step, they're successful. One of our strategic plan goals from our school system is to make sure that we give all of our students a college or career experience while in high school. And part of making sure that all of our students are enlisted, enrolled, and employed is to give them experience in high school, whether that is an AP course, whether that is a CCP or a Career College Promise class, which means they are dual enrolled between Cleveland Community College and Cleveland County Schools, whether that's a CTE class, whatever that looks like. In high school, it looks very different for many different students, but we want to make sure that everybody has a college or career experience while in high school, so they're prepared for their post-secondary careers.
Sure. Your vision, you mentioned yourself, you've been in this role for several years now, 11 years.
Yes, ma'am.
How has your vision changed? Has it changed? Talk about that just a minute.
It's amazing in 11 years what you really find out you know.
Yeah.
And not that 11 years ago you walk into a situation, had a great mentors, really great school system. I think over time I have become more focused in that role. You begin to prioritize things that are very important, and not that there are a lot of important things that we deal with, but that focus, that priority, to make sure that things like literacy, we're really emphasizing that. Post-secondary preparedness, we just talked about that, the amount of time that we spend on that. Really addressing some systems in terms of our adolescent learners, those middle school learners. That middle school time. I've had 3 children that went through that, and that's a challenging time for students and challenging time for parents and families. I was a middle school principal for 5 years and worked in that setting. So really focusing on what are we doing to middle school students to continue to capture that love of learning, the career interest early on, so that when we get in high school, we've not lost some of that focus and attention. So the biggest change I've seen in this time is just the trying to be more laser focused into areas that really have a broad brush impact for our students and for our community.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break, so don't you go away, and don't you go away, because we've got more right after this.
Hi, I'm Shara Miller, the host of Artworks. Each month we bring to you wonderful, talented artists from here in Cleveland County and the region. We have artists, we have potters, we have painters, we have musicians, we have actors. We just have wonderful artists that come to you and tell you about all that they're doing, their creativity, what inspires them. Join me here on Artworks each month on C19. You can also watch us online at c19.tv.
Welcome back to School Matters. Today we are talking with Cleveland County Schools Superintendent Dr. Stephen Fisher. We've covered a lot of ground, talked about a lot of different things, but I think what I'd like to touch on now, or have you touch on, is partnerships and collaboration. I know that's key to any school, and especially to an entire school district. So talk about our partnerships and collaborations.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that we're really thrilled about. We feel like it's very important for the success of our school district. The work that we do in public education is too important to go about it alone. And it starts early on with partnerships with homes, with partnerships with families. And I think that's the most important partnership that we have. Unfortunately, I think sometimes we forget about that and we lose sight of that as students progress and as we focus on other things that are important. But nothing's more important than the partnership that we have with parents and with families as those young learners start. And then we got to remember, we can't lose that partnership as the student progresses. And sometimes, we become less involved and active with homes and parents, and parents sometimes become less active with school. They think, okay, they're in middle school or they're in high school. They lose that touch. But we really want to make sure that collaborative work is being done with parents and with families. And then that extends to what we're doing all over the county with business and industry, with the community college, with Gardner-Webb University. Just, the idea that a rising tide lifts all boats. I say that frequently, and that's an old saying, but it's so true. And nothing is illustrated that better than the work that we're doing here with Cleveland Community College. Dual enrollment, the number of students that are getting high quality college credits while in high school, and the impact that has on them when they go to college, the financial impact from families. So many students are graduating with certificates and associate's degrees before they graduate from high school, and just a tremendous opportunity that our students have. Those things are not possible without great partners and collaborative work. I believe before today, you came from some internship presentations at students in Crest High School that were involved in student internships. That takes a lot of partners to work with, to place an intern in a business industry so that while they're in high school, they're getting real world experience. I'm not sure we can replicate that experience sometimes in the classroom as well as they're seeing it. It's that work-based learning things and those students are all very involved with that. I've sat through a lot of those presentations, I know, just as you have, and I've never seen a student like this was not beneficial. I've seen students that said, after doing this, I know that's not the profession I want to go in, and that's fine. I've seen most of those students have doubled down on, I know now this is what I want to do. And those things are so valuable to our students, and they're valuable to our community, and that the partnership and the collaborative work that we're doing with business and industry is so important, and those are the things that make that happen. So I think the work that we do, the collaborative partnerships, whether it's with local law enforcement, business and industry, the college, university, parents at home, those are, the collaborative work is so important for our success and for the success of our students, staff, and community.
For sure. And I love your point about not forgetting that crucial parental family partnership.
And I'll put a
That's
plug
great.
in for those parents. You know, I mean, we need that relationship. We need parents and those folks that are, parents that are listening today, whether they're parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles. We really want that relationship with you. We want that partnership for your child's education. And that's just not an elementary initiative. That is a K-12, a preschool K-12 initiative that we need to continue to foster that. So, that's a double-edged component there. It's a parent reaching in and school reaching out together. We can accomplish a tremendous amount more.
But yeah, so important. So we're at the end of the school year. For high schools, that means graduation. Looking forward to graduating another class of students, the class of 2025. So touch on graduation, your observations, information you'd like to share.
Well, first of all, we pray for good weather. Some of our graduations are indoors, but our traditional high school graduations are outside. So we pray for good weather Friday the 30th and Saturday the 31st. So hopefully we'll do that. We're excited. Graduation is always the pinnacle time of the year where all that work comes to fruition with students graduating. The excitement that students have, the excitement that parents and families have, the excitement from schools. 8 graduations. We'll start very soon with North Shelby's graduation, which will be at their school on Friday the 9th. Then we'll continue really from that time forward all the way through. Kings Mountain High School has the last graduation on Saturday, May 31st. I say 8 high school graduations, and that is true. I don't want to forget Cleveland Community College graduation. While a lot of those students aren't our students, a lot of those students are our students. And so it is, I have the opportunity, and thanks to Dr. Jason Hurst for allowing me to sit on stage and have a front row seat to our students graduating from community college, which is a really cool event to be able to see these young people who've worked so hard in their high school careers, not only to satisfy the requirements for a high school diploma, but to satisfy the requirements for an associate's degree or a certification that they're recognized that night. So it's a really, really neat event. Somewhere between 12 and 13% of our students will graduate with an associate's degree before they graduate with their high school diploma. So that's something that we're proud of, and we, that number has grown tremendously over the last several years, and we anticipate with continued opportunities for students that's continued to grow.
Yeah.
So graduation is exciting. We're looking forward to that time of year for our students.
It is an exciting time. Our district recently participated in a literacy project. Tell us about that.
So literacy is one of those things that is a community initiative. School system, we are the leader in that, and literacy is very important for us, but literacy needs to be important to our community. And so one of the things that we've done is we partnered with United Way, and then United Way partnered with several other agencies to support a My Home Library project. And our goal was to put books, written text, in the homes of every student in Cleveland County. So every first and second grade student in Cleveland County got a bag full of books. And we have business and industry to go out and read to those students during that week. And then they presented those students with a bag of books. So we are added to the home libraries for those students. And so this year, over $60,000 was raised and spent to put books in the homes of first and second graders in Cleveland County. The plan is to expand that. So if anybody's listening today and would like to participate in that, we would love to bring you on as a sponsor because I believe and research suggests that the more printed material that are in homes, there's a direct correlation between that and student success. So what we want to do is build home libraries for students, build home libraries for families. That way when students are there are printed text that they're interested in on their grade level that they could read and continue that love of reading and literacy. So if folks are interested in doing that, they can always contact me.
Okay.
They can contact Leslie Cobb at the United Way. We'll be looking at doing that again next February. So that we'll move that up a little bit. Next year, we did it in early April this year, but we'll do that in early February next year. So folks interested in that, we'd love to have you on board to to really together tackle the issue of literacy in our community.
Very good. So if people are interested, just call Cleveland County Schools or United Way.
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. What else would you like to share? We've talked about a lot of things, but is there anything we haven't touched on that you'd like to be sure parents know, the community knows, either about the school year that's coming to a close, the school year that's ahead, or why Cleveland County Schools is the best choice for school?
You know, we have a wonderful school district, and our school district is, what makes our school district, I think, so special is people. And when I say people, I'm talking about students, I'm talking about staff, I'm talking about the families in which we serve and the communities that we serve. But our district is made up of wonderful schools, and people love their schools. And there's a reason why they love their schools, because their schools are wonderful. And so, you know, what I'd like for people to remember and think about are the great experiences that they've had in their schools. Whether that's at Bowling Springs Elementary or Bethware Elementary School or Falston Elementary or, you know, Jefferson Elementary, whether that's middle school or high school, just the tremendous impact that our schools have on our community. I believe that we do a very good job of giving students a college or career experience while in high school. Sometimes I think we could do a better job of promoting that and talking about that, because I constantly run into people that when we're talking about something, they say, I didn't know that, or I never knew that, or how do I get involved with that? Just like the literacy project. After we did the literacy project, I've had numerous people come and say, I want to be involved with that. That's so neat that you're putting home libraries, you know, for students in homes. So I think that, you know, communicating that we really have wonderful schools, and our schools are doing a great job with our students. You know, when you go to a school, and I have that opportunity to visit schools often, just to see the love that those students have for their teachers, the assistants, the people in those classrooms, the work that goes on every day to make sure that our students are cared for, that they're safe, but they're taught and challenged in a way that is preparing them for their future. So it's a great experience. I have been tremendously blessed to be able to serve with a great team, but to be able to serve the people that work in our schools every day is a true blessing.
People for sure. So we have about 20 seconds left. That's all you got.
Okay.
That last question. What's your favorite memory as a superintendent?
Oh, man, that's tough. I think my favorite memory is really seeing is graduation, so I'm going to probably just take a safe stab there. It's really just seeing students at graduation, the excitement of students, and especially those that I know that have struggled. And the superintendent, you get to see a lot of stuff, and I see some kids that have struggled through times, and to see the finished product and to see success on the backside. Sometimes, you know, other people don't know the entire story, but that's a true success and a real motivation to continue to push in and advocate for those young people.
Well, good choice. Well, thank you for being here and for talking and sharing today. We appreciate your time. And thank you for joining us for this edition of School Matters.
School Matters is a production of the Communications Department of the Cleveland County School System. For additional information, visit our website at www.clevelandcountyschools.org.